Explosive bombardment!
What's up everyone, Boom Man here, and I've got a few questions to ask. Are y'all aware of the 7 deadly sins? Not 7 deadly friends, the actual Chad Algae version 1, with pride, envy, wrath, sloth, gluttony, greed, and lust. Now, why does this matter? Well, today, Professor Boom will find out which of the current available UBG styles best embody the 7 deadly sins. UBG edition. Think your main would make it? Stick around with your dude and find out. But before we proceed, here's an absolutely glorious graph. Alright, let's go. Beginning with the sin of pride. According to my huge IQ research, the sin of pride refers to a huge sense of self-importance, ego, arrogance, and an insane belief and affection for oneself. I can only think of one style that perfectly captures the sin of pride, and it's none other than the speed genius himself, Kronos. Okay, hear your dude out. This style's playstyle centers around being unnecessarily flashy inside the ring, with its relentless surge of emotes for its focus meter and counter baiting. This cocky play style truly personifies the concept of pride, as it requires you to act as if you're not taking the match seriously when playing Kronos, which leads to you evoking an imitation of superiority, something that's common with prideful individuals. I mean, come on. This style literally mimics Ali's signature shuffle, before ending you with its ult, and for that. This style is UBG's lion sin of pride. Next up is... Now for the sin of envy. This sin refers to a desire to possess what someone else has. It could be status, a lover, material things such as money, achievements, and many more. Judging by that description alone, Professor Boom concludes with confidence that freedom is the style that best embodies this sin. There's really no need to think hard about it. Freedom literally copies from Hitman and Smash. I felt the need to say that it also copied Hawk's Swayback, but I think it's fair to treat it as its whirlwind mode's own thing. Anyway, the style's main gimmick involves breaking the UBG rules by using more than one style in the ring. This desire to use the strengths of other styles perfectly represents how envy works, and for that, freedom is UBG's serpent sin. Now, for the next sin. I'm sure we're all familiar with wrath, especially to those who have gone against passive players in ranked. Wrath is characterized by an uncontrollable, intense surge of rage that often makes people act out without thinking. The sin is basically a rage baiter's wet dream. That being said, the sin is really only fitting to one style, and it's none other than the heavy-hitting big bonking anti-heal dealing bear slaying slugger. Does this need a justification? This style is just pure hands and nothing else. You can see this with its lackluster defense, but overwhelmingly strong offense. Heck, this style is so adamant on making sure its opponent's face is caved in that it's the only one in the game to have a haymaker you can charge up. Also, its ultimate is literally called Rage. So yeah, Slugger is one angry dude, and that solidifies him as the dragon's sin of wrath. Next up on our list is... This sin refers to stillness, a lack of action, and an avoidance of change, which can be translated to UBG terms as being passive. Now, what comes to mind when we think of the word passive? Yep, we're already in the big 25, and somehow Hitman is still synonymous with that word. Alright, let's elaborate why Sloth resonates with Hitman. First is its playstyle. Hitman excels at catching its opponents with its insanely long reach and whipping out a string, and then backing away to wait for its opponent to do all the hard work by chasing. And once the opponent is within Hitman's reach yet again, he'll do the same cycle with launching a string and backing away. This is literally every Hitman player I've ever come across with. That being said, Hitman is the grisly sin of Sloth. Alright, quick disclaimer before we proceed. Greed and gluttony will only be represented by one style, since they are relatively similar. That and I couldn't really find a style that exactly fits gluttony. Anyway. Let's get to it. Greed and gluttony are characterized by an insatiable desire for more. It is not simply wanting, but an endless yearning that never gets satisfied. These sins manifest in pursuing something, whether it be material things or something else, at the expense of others and one's own well-being. Now, this one got me stumped about which style to put here, but white ash seemed to be the most fitting. Let me explain. This style is based off Joe Ibuki's burning passion for boxing and the glory that comes with it. This style also adapts Joe's recklessness in the ring, as it is integral for white ash to sacrifice its HP to unlock stronger offensive capabilities with its burn mode. And it doesn't end there. White ash is the embodiment of desperation to win, and it is evident by its passive, which refuses to let it lose even after getting down 3 times. White ash, although dizzy, will get up 3 times just to get that sweet, sweet victory. Canonically, it will throw away its life for glory in the ring, and that alone makes it worthy to bear the fox's sin of greed. That ult though. Now for our last sin. The sin of lust is often associated with but since we're talking about UBG, and there are 9-year-olds watching, we'll talk about its other side. Lust isn't just about perverted acts. It also involves a desire for gratification that aren't pervasive in nature. It could be lust for power, superiority, or sometimes even violence. And when talking about a lust for blood, no one else does it like Hawk. I was originally gonna put Hawk as the sin of wrath, but I realized that Hawk isn't violent because of anger or rage. He's violent because he is violent. Hawk inflicts pain on others just solely for the love of the game. This is represented on the game by its meter, where one of its modes is literally named Bloodlust. This style enjoys violence and at a perverse level. This is why Hawk is the GOAT sin of lust. And that's it for now. Do you agree with our list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. I'll see you in the next. Boom Man out. Ciao.